How are you?
Sir, very nice, sir.
Today we will study
Yes, sir.
breakup of price effect into income effect and substitution effect.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have read Kurno model from HL Ahuja. Actually, sir, HL Ahuja has solved Kurno model that there will be the final output will be 2/3 of total demand, market demand, and they have solved the price as well. So if there are two producers, then there will be total output produced will be 2/3 of total market demand, and 1/3 will be produced by each of the firm, and price will be accordingly between the lower limit and the upper limit.
2/3.
Yes, sir.
2/3 of the total demand.
Yes, sir. Sir, is that correct? Because Kurno never solved the equilibrium output price scenario, no?
It is his view, but the critic says that the range is there, not the exact. Sharing is 2/3 of the total output.
Yes, sir.
And 1/3 both.
Yes, sir.
That I pointed out to read and write in your answer.
Yes, sir.
That 2/3
Pranam, sir.
2/3 and 1/3 both, each one will produce.
Yes, sir.
Today we will study price effect is the sum of substitution effect and income effect. Price effect is the sum of substitution effect and income effect. Lasky has solved this first, and then Hicks solved it. Price effect when is composed it will result into substitution effect and income effect. Price effect is the sum of substitution effect and income effect. Lasky has solved this first, Thereafter, Hicks has solved. Both says that the price effect is broken into two effects, substitution effect and income effect. Look here, this is price line, this is price of X falls. This is Px by Py, and this is Px0 by Py. Look here, this is first equilibrium, this is second equilibrium, IC1 and IC2. And this curve is PCC, price consumption curve. Price consumption curve. This is called price effect. From Q1 to Q3. From Q1 to Q3 is price effect. Look here, there is a cross. Cross means this is AB line
Both prices are changing.
and this is HH1 line. HH1 line is fallen price line, which is parallel to this. This is shown here. So parallel to fallen price line, we draw a straight line, parallel, which shows that income is reduced. This is called price compensating variation in income. Income is reduced by AH. After fall in price of X, fall in price of X, fall in price of X and price of Y constant. Price of Y constant. There is a reduction in money income. Money income by AH. HH1 is parallel to AB0. Price effect. In order to break price effect, take out some income. Take out some income of the consumer after fall in the price of X, so that it will be back to the indifference. We have cross point here. There is a cross, and this will be I have written Q1, Q2 is here. I have written Q1, Q3, missed Q2, because Q2 is inside hidden. So this movement from is substitution effect, delta y by delta x. This is substitution. Consumer will move from Q1 to Q2 because X is cheaper. Price of X falls. Price of Y constant. Consumer will leave delta Y, leave minus, and increase increase X. Consumer will remain on the same indifference curve. So in substitution effect, indifference curve does not change. Holland price line is allowed. Holland price line is allowed. And consumer will deliberately leave some portion of Y and increase some portion of X. That is purely substitution effect, because income is reduced by AH. This is called PCBI. Consumer will reduce Y and increase X. Consumer will reduce Y and increase X due to substitution effect. Compensating variation in income. Compensating variation in income is AH amount. AH amount is known as compensating variation income. So in order to find out substitution effect from price effect, we have to remove income effect first. How do we remove income effect? We will decrease his money income by such amount that he will be back to the original indifference curve I see. Because consumer moves from lower indifference curve to higher indifference curve due to income effect. So in order to decompose price effect into income effect and substitution effect, we should first remove income effect by withdrawing some income of the consumer. In this example, AH amount is withdrawn and price is allowed. Fallen price is allowed. Money is reduced. We will be back to the original indifference. So substitution effect is purely the effect of change in relative price. That X is cheaper than Y. And consumer will change his expenditure pattern. He will buy more of X and less of Y. He will substitute some portion of Y or some portion of X. Delta Y by delta X. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I draw substitution effect again that I explained with the help of that diagram in the same page. Look here. Look on the board. Look on the board. First draw a line, then draw a fall in price, then draw one parallel line, to the fallen price line, parallel line to the fallen price line. Parallel line. and then outside the cross, this is, and this is outside. Draw one indifference curve. This is original point Q1, and he is now at Q2. All-in price line is allowed, but money income is reduced. So that he will be on the same indifference curve. This AH is called as price compensating variation in income. Price compensating variation in income. PCVII. Price compensating variation in income. Then what we see here, this is called MN. This is substitution effect. This is substitution effect. And when money will be returned to the consumer, when money will be returned to the consumer will move to the higher indifference curve. So this is indifference curve 2. Consumer will move from Q2 to Q3. This is price consumption curve. This is income consumption curve. Consumer will move from Q1 to Q2 due to substitution effect. And when AH money is returned to him, he will go back to IC2. And this is price effect. From Q1 to Q3, price effect. But from Q2 to Q3, income effect. Income effect. And total from both. This is called price effect. Q1 to Q2. Substitution effect. Q1 on IC1 and Q2 is also on IC1. And when cash money which is taken away after price fall is returned back to the consumer, then consumer will move from Q2 IC1 to Q3 IC2. This is called income effect. But if we take Q1 to Q3, IC1, IC2, this is price effect. So price effect is equal to substitution effect plus income effect. Substitution effect plus income effect. What is price effect? MQ. What is substitution effect? MN. What is income effect? NQ. It means MQ is equal to MN plus NQ. This is called breakup. Breaking price effect into substitution effect and income effect. Clear, Lalan?
Yes, sir. Sir, one doubt, sir.
Wow.
Sir, this is for Hicks or for Slutsky, sir, this derivation?
Hicks. Hicks approach. In Hicks approach, price compensating variation in income is mentioned. And in Slutsky approach, cost difference. Same amount is known as
Cost difference.
cost difference. In Hicksian approach, there are two indifference curves. But in Slutsky approach, there are three indifference curve. This is the difference. Just you first you concentrate on this. Another will be easier to understand. We have taken a cross. In Hicksian method, we have taken cross, higher price and lower price. What is cross? One is lower price, one is higher price. Originally is higher price. H1 is lower price. AB is higher price. We have taken cross. So first you think, is it clear that price effect is broken?
Yes, sir.
There will be substitution effect and income effect. There will be two indifference curve. Substitution effect will be shown on the same indifference curve. Movement from left to right. No change in an indifference curve. Due to substitution effect, there is no change in the indifference curve of the consumer. Level of satisfaction is the same. But when income effect is added to substitution effect, consumer will move to higher indifference curve. Because in income effect, consumer moves from lower indifference curve to higher indifference curve. That is why if price effect is broken into two parts, first part is substitution effect. On the same indifference curve, allowing a lower price with fall in income. So that nor worse off than before. Consumer is neither better off nor worse off than before on IC1. Whether he is at Q1 or whether he is at Q2, no matter. He is on same difference. But he will buy more of X because X is relatively cheaper than Y. This is law of demand. Lower the price, higher the demand. Is it clear? Then I will proceed further.
Yes, sir.
Puskar?
क्लियर है सर, क्लियर है सर.
Abhishek?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Abhishek?
Clear, sir.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Oh.
Sir, that PCC curve, should it be always downward sloping in this case, or can it go up also, sir? Like the
PCC,
diagram.
PCC is always downward sloping.
Yes.
We have drawn earlier first diagram PCC.
Yes, sir.
That was downwards because PCC is nothing but demand curve. PCC is always downward sloping. Normal case, PCC
Sir,
Price
for normal
consumption
good, it
curve.
will be downward sloping, no?
is downward slope.
Sir?
Yeah,
Sir, PCC will be downward sloping for normal good. For
normal good. But we are talking about normal. Don't
yes, sir.
go for abnormal always. किसान मूवमेंट है ना, क्या खरा है? किसान का जो फूड हैबिट है वो पिज्जा हो ही नहीं सकता इंडिया में. It's false. downward, so that if you connect Q,
The sound is breaking.
Sir, your sound is interrupting. There are some disruptions in your voice, sir. Eh?
price effect is the sum of substitution effect X is a function of price of X and income. PX means price of X goods. M means income of buyer. Then take the total differential dx be equal to del x del px into dpx plus del x del m into dm. Hide equation 2 by dpx both sides. अब लिखाएगा dx by dpx equal to del x by del px into dpx by dpx plus del x by del m dm by dpx. Net minus del m by del px is equal to dm by dpx. ये जंक्शन है, इतना बराबर इतना. तो अब यहाँ गौर से देखिए, ये वाला क्या हो जाएगा?
1
1
और ये वाला क्या हो जाएगा? सेम है ना? डीएम बाई डीपीएक्स है ना यहाँ।
यस
Yes,
सर
अब उसका वैल्यू इतना होता है, इसको हटा
माइनस
के लिख देंगे, इसको 1 होगा, वो गायब हो जाएगा, दिखाएगा नहीं। तो टोटल डिफरेंशियल हो गया प्राइस इफेक्ट, डीएक्स बाई डीपीएक्स। लेकिन ब्रेक करेंगे तो हो जाएगा सब्स्टिट्यूशन इफेक्ट, डेल एक्स बाई डेल पी एक्स। पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव है प्लस डेल एक्स बाई डेल एम, और ये ले लेंगे माइनस डेल एम बाई डेल पी is called price effect. इक्वल टू ये वाला हो गया सब्स्टिट्यूशन इफेक्ट। प्लस Hicksian approach. By breaking price effect, we get substitution and income effect. देख लिए?
यस सर
yes sir.
समय आपको जब नहीं रहेगा, कम समय में लिखना रहेगा, एक ही कंबाइंड फिगर दीजिएगा। समझाने के लिए आपको प्राइस इफेक्ट, इनकम सब्स्टिट्यूशन अलग अलग दिखाए, ताकि बात आप समझ जाइए। एक बड़ा डायग्राम बनाइए और उसी में 2 इंडिफरेंस कर दीजिए, क्रॉस बनाइए, ईसीसी बनाइए, आईसीसी बनाइए और इक्वेशन। देखिए ईसीसी के बारे में आपको बताए, इधर मान लीजिए सॉल्ट रखते हैं, इधर वाइट, सॉल्ट का प्राइस फॉल कर गया, देखिए पीसीसी इस तरह का बनेगा। IC1 and IC2, PCC is vertical, PCC is vertical line. If X goes सॉल्ट। कारण क्या है कि इलास्टिसिटी जो है, इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड सॉल्ट जीरो होता है, कुछ भी हो जाए कोई असर नहीं पड़ेगा। और मान लीजिए कि आप दूसरा केस लेते हैं, एक्स का प्राइस फॉल कर गया, वो पीसीसी हो जाएगा हॉरिजॉन्टल, क्योंकि सॉल्ट वाई पड़ेगी। डिफरेंस कर 1 इन डिफरेंस कर 2 from Q1 to Q2. Here from Q1 to Q2 vertical, here Q1 to Q2 horizontal. Because Y will not change, no substitution. This means no substitution. No substitution effect. Sorry. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And अगर आपको क्वेश्चन रहेगा शेप्स ऑफ पीसीसी, सारा बात वहां लिख दीजिए। What do you mean by price consumption curve? What are its shapes? Normally it is a downward sloping, but in case of commodity like salt on x-axis, y-axis, it may be horizontal and vertical. And this is backward sloping. Backward sloping pieces. And numeric here. One pieces. Backward sloping supply curve. Like Marua, Ragi. Bajra. Jwar. price falls, but the quantity is reduced. Quantity from M to H. There is a fall in the price of X, but consumer will not buy more because X is inferior commodity. This is called given goods. Inferior goods. Price consumption curve. Backward bending. Case of given goods. Inferior goods. So prepare a question. What is PCC? And what are different shapes of PCC? Clear है?
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Sir, namaste.
Pranam, sir.